What do you miss? As the UK prepares to hand its divorce papers to the EU, another country is trying to stay in. Greece is preparing a second bailout review, and German Finance Minister Wolfgang Schäuble said Greece can only stay in the Eurozone if it has a competitive economy and sticks to austerity measures. Joining us now, Άδωνις Γεωργιάδης, Vice President of Greece's New Democracy Party. The first time we've had two guests on the same show at the last name Georgiadis.
It's a great honor for me because I love Mr. Gеorgiadis from Cyprus. He's a marvelous minister, and I really want to be like him.
I really appreciate. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Let's talk about this current bailout process. How confident are you in the existing government that they'll be able to get through this, get through the reviews, and have the next tranche of money released?
See, the truth is, you cannot really be very confident with Mr. Tsipras. But as it seems now, the review will close. I heard what you said before about Mr. Schäuble. See, there's no doubt about it. Greece will stay in the Eurozone. All this Brexit discussion is over. We will stay in the Eurozone. We made tremendous sacrifices in order to stay in the Eurozone. And now, if you see our economy from some distance, you will see that we have an economy with a surplus, with a balanced budget. And if we manage to find a way to implement the reforms and find the solutions in our debt, then our economy's future is bright. And really, I think our economy's future is bright. So we're a little bit tired. Our society is very much fatigued, very much tired. But we will do the job. We will deliver.
And here's the latest polling out of Greece. If the elections were today, your party, New Democracy, would win in a landslide. Sort of speaks, I think, to the fatigue of the existing, just sort of the general, what we're seeing everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people are kind of fed up with the status quo. So just to be clear, New Democracy is going to vote for the measures that the government will agree to with creditors.
We will not vote for the measures. These measures they have to be done because Mr. Tsipras lost a lot of time. So New Democracy will not vote for the measures. First of all, because these measures happened because of Mr. Tsipras' failure. And secondly, because we believe that Mr. Tsipras is not ready to implement really all the reforms. He doesn't believe in the reforms. But from the other hand, we will never accuse them as they did in the past that we are traitors or something like that. And we will send a clear message to all the lenders and abroad that when Kyriakos Mitsotakis will be the Prime Minister of Greece, and I hope this will be soon enough, our economy will take off. Because New Democracy believes in these reforms, and all the liberal reforms has to be done in order our economy to be competitive again. And when Kyriakos Mitsotakis will be Prime Minister, these reforms will not only be voted, but they will be implemented. I mean the liberal reforms, not the cutting of the pensions and all the other things that now our parliament has to vote because Mr. Tsipras lost a lot of time.
What specifically, in your view, did the Syriza government do wrong?
Lost a lot of time. Time is money. We're in Bloomberg. Time is money. Everybody understands that, except of Mr. Tsipras. He said that he would finish the review in the 5th of December. Then he said in the 26th of January. Then the 20th of February. Then the 20th of March. Now they say on 7th of April. We are all tired. Time is money. Mr. Tsipras cannot understand that. Kyriakos Mitsotakis understands that. That's why he's a pro-businessman politician. And that is why everybody can trust that when they hear the word election in Greece, they have to come and invest as soon as possible.
So does that mean you'll be asking for snap elections soon?
We ask for elections because we don't believe that Mr. Tsipras can implement the reforms. See, every day he says, I don't believe in the program. Every day he says, I don't have the true ownership of the program. But this program, in order to have a success, you have to believe in it. The Prime Minister has to believe in the reforms. Mr. Tsipras is delaying the reforms, he's damaging the economy, and now he has to cut pensions, which is a disgrace because in these 7 years, you have to know that Greek people have suffered a lot. An average 30% of the income of all Greeks have been lost in these 7 years. The pensioners are suffering with 50% of their pension lost already, and now they have to lose more because Mr. Tsipras had promised things that he couldn't deliver.
Do you believe that had your party been in government and been more aggressive on reforms, that a conversation about debt relief would have been happening already?
Yes, but it was not easy because when we were in the government with Mr. Samaras, who was an excellent prime minister, and I really love him, he had all these riots in the streets and Mr. Tsipras in the streets who were shouting, "Go back, Madame Merkel," and that will destroy Troika. You remember Varoufakis and all the things he was saying? Okay, so whenever we wanted to do a reform, all these people were against us. And this was very difficult. Now, Mr. Tsipras has an opposition as New Democracy that will really help him to pass the reforms. And we have already voted the half of his laws. All the reforms that have been come to our parliament, they have been voted from New Democracy.
So I want to bring up a chart that Joe has on his Bloomberg. We talk about this a lot as a metric for what the perception is towards Greece. It's the Greek-German two-year yield spread, and of course it's creeping up a little bit, nowhere near as high as it was in February of 2017. What do you and other politicians in Greece look at when it comes to economic or financial market metrics to determine whether Greece is on the right track?
I think that the review will be closed. I hope that until the 7th of April a staff-level agreement will be done. And then until the end of May, the review has been closed and our economy will be stabilized again. So I think it's a good time to buy, because I really don't think that Mr. Tsipras has any other move to make than closing the review. So our economic future can only go better. And when you hear elections, our economy will take off.
Άδωνις Γεωργιάδης, Vice President of Greece's New Democracy Party, thank you so much for joining us. And